Welcome to Life in the 1900s Newspapers, where I read old newspapers to you. Today's newspaper was made in the Roaring '20s. The 1920s was also known as the Jazz Age, so we will be exploring jazz and blues from the 1920s in this video. I have to warn you, when you listen to this music, your toe is going to start tapping, and the next thing you know, you'll be wiggling in your chair, and you'll pop up like Cab Calloway and do a little shimmy. And you ladies, be careful. You'll be cleaning up in your kitchen. Next thing you know, you'll be doing the black bottom. Don't know how to do the black bottom? Well, just watch this young lady. She'll show ya. Today's vintage newspaper is The State from Columbia, South Carolina, dated Sunday, March 25th, 1928. Such suspense. Reaction against jazz sweeping country among better class of people. It has come, the reaction against jazz. It is sweeping the country among the better class of people. They have waked up. Too tolerantly have we allowed jazz to filter up from the unclean places, from the moral swill holes of society, to our homes, into the minds of our children, by way of rough rag music, sensual dancing, immodest dress, vulgarisms, and uncouthlessness in society, manners, and pleasures. The word jazz has come to stand for a wild lack of control in all things, for artificial excitement, for noise, for speed, for sensual stimulation. It has been connected with the modern mania for the utmost in individual freedom. Promise or threat. An anonymous correspondent reacts to the spring in the air by sending the State certain verses with this note: Will you please put this little poem in next Sunday's state paper? If you do, I will send you another poems I have written. Where do we go from here?
The Sky by John Wayne. Sky is blue, the grass is green. Get off your butt and join the Marine.
Man dressed in rubber draws eyes to tires. Colombians have been mildly amused the past day or two by the appearance on the street of a man dressed in the costume of a Michelin tire trademark. The costume, which faithfully follows the design of the trademark, consists of imitation tires from the ankles to the top of the head. It weighs several pounds, most of it being stuffing. A Main Street bystander, who evidently was familiar with the worldwide distribution of Michelins, ventured the assertion that the costume would not be extensively used in tropical countries. It's clever, he said, but from the standpoint of clothing, it's too hot for summer wear. Do you know what scatting means? It's a jazz vocal style where the singer uses their voice as an instrument. Here's the great Ella Fitzgerald with an example of scatting.
I guess these people wonder what I'm singing. I guess these people wonder what I'm singing. He's a real con guy. He's a real dirty guy. Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home? Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home? Come on home. Come on home, Bill. As John Williams said, bye, 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 bye. As John Williams said, we've sung the blues for you people. We're finished. We're through.
A woman bicycling through Spain instead of riding the conventional, traditional, and delightful donkey records that the Dons and Hidalgos booed her. Of course, they cannot imagine a woman having legs. Fancy that in this leggy age. The Queen of Spain once refused to accept a gift of hose because, as her chamberlain said, the Queen of Spain has no legs. Surely there can be no longer any doubt on that score. There were no truer words spoken than this article. You think you wish to be thin, but you really prefer eating. You think you wish to have money in the bank, but you really prefer spending it as you make it. You think you wish to acquire culture, but you really prefer reading trash and going to the movies. You think you wish to be vigorously healthy, but you really prefer being lazy. You think you wish to be quit of bad habits, but you really prefer indulging yourself. When two opposite courses of action are possible, you compare their disadvantages and choose the one you really prefer. It isn't lack of freedom that causes unhappiness, but the hard scheme of things that in times leaves the free man to choose between the frying pan and the fire. When did jazz begin? Well, it actually started in the 1910s and was in the New York area. Here's some footage from 1918 of a get-together playing jazz music.
I'd rather Charleston. Think of what you might be. I'd rather Charleston. Hey, I'm disappointed in you and your ways. I'm double jointed. There's no sensation like syncopation. Will you let me know why? I'd rather Charleston. What Charleston? That's the sort of thing I would never do. So leave it behind and give your mind to something new. I'd rather Charleston. Charleston with you. Charleston with me. I'm Charleston with you.
The 1920s and the 1930s was jazz's heyday, and lots of the instrumentalists became famous, like the great Louie Armstrong. Take a look. No newspaper would be complete unless you read one of the comics, the Gumps, the Crystal Gazer.
The fellow that wrote this book certainly knows his railroads. He claims what the ribbons of steel need is modern methods, more efficiency, more economy, and less wasteful extravagance. And as a practical railroad man, I say he's right. The one big problem that we railroad men must solve is competition from the air. Don't mind what the old mossbacks tell you. The stagecoach beat the ox cart. The steam engine beat the stagecoach. And it won't be long before the airship will beat the steam engine. And as your daddy will have a ringside seat when the fight takes place. When you graduate from college, railroads will be as passé as the hoop skirt. But your daddy will be at the head of the world's largest aerial transportation system. You'll find opportunity waiting for you at the college gate. But you must start at the bottom and work up to the president's private balloon, like your father did.
Girls haven't changed. It's just that they find it no longer necessary to faint or sprain an ankle to get into somebody's arms. The only certain thing about spring weather is that the rain will fall when you try to show off the new car. Girl too nervous to sleep. Now she dances. Nervousness kept me awake nights and I felt awful. After one bottle of Vinol, I go to dances and eat and sleep fine, says Elmita Hinkst. Vinol is a compound of iron phosphates, cod liver, peptone, etc. The very first bottle makes you sleep better and have a big appetite. Nervous, easily tired people are surprised how quick the iron phosphates, etc. give new life and pep. Vinol tastes and delicious. Central Drug Company and Bruns and Little. Do you know the blues? The blues focused more on vocals, and jazz focused more on instrumentals. The blues started in the South.
Well, mister, you've had your last chance, and this sister's through with your romance. There's no need to even ask why. I've just one thing to say, and that's goodbye. Read all about your trip away. All the columns say you just love to play. Just one thing to say, and that is, honey child, goodbye. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to know where you're at. I don't want to meet you, you bum you. Gonna hit you with the little baseball bat. Now will you please get out? And when I say out, I mean away. Let the doorknob hit you where the boogeyman bit you. All I got to say is, honey, goodbye. Serve me breakfast in bed. Yeah, I'm gonna get a great lover who charms will discover. Look out. P.S. to you, honey, drop dead. Going to find me a nice young gent who he'll really think my frame's gold embossed. Yeah, he'll be full of nutrition like the Hollywood tradition. Look out, honey. I'll get lost. I was behind you when you went up, but I ain't gonna be behind you when you go down. Don't wire me SOS, cause I ain't in that mess, and my address, forget it. On back where you been. Keep loving and living in sin till we meet you once more. I think I'm gonna do just a little old living myself. And Satan's that door, goodbye forever. I'll see you never. Off we the same. Adios, au revoir, and goodbye.
Today at the theaters, Ideal, Under the Tonto Rim. With Richard Arlen and Mary Bryan.
There she is, there she is. That's what keeps me up at night. Oh gee whiz, that's why I can't eat a bite. Those flaming eyes, that flaming youth. Oh mister, oh sister, tell me the truth. Said ain't she sweet? See her coming down the street, and I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Ain't she nice? Look her over once or twice, and I ask you very confidentially, ain't she nice? Just cast an eye in her direction. Oh me, oh my, ain't she perfection? I repeat, don't you think she's kinda neat? And I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Tell me where, have you seen one just like that? I declare, that sure is worth looking at. Oh boy, how sweet those lips must be. Gaze on it, doggone it, now answer me. Ain't she sweet? See her coming down the street, and I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Ain't she nice? Look her over once or twice, and I ask you very confidentially, ain't she nice? Just cast an eye in her direction. Oh me, oh my, ain't she perfection? I repeat, don't you think she's kinda neat? And I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Our next selection will be Varsity Drag.
your toe is tapping now.
Told me to shoot first and ask questions later. I was going to ask him why, but I had to shoot him first.